If you've played any later games in the series, just forget all that. You don't need any fancy schmancy things like materia or triple triads or blitz balls. This is Final Fantasy in its most infantile form, and it's keeping things real simple for y'all. Okay, the most obvious thing is that you're a giant. But you'll quickly realize that this is only on the world screen when you immediately attempt to smash this nearby village. In towns, dungeons, or in battle, you are a normal-sized human, so don't worry. Next, you'll note that all your party members has the bare minimum when it comes to equipment, and your wizards have no spells. This is because, at this point in the game, and throughout the majority of your playthrough, you need to buy everything. This includes spells, and note that your wizards can only use 3 spells per level, but there are always 4 spells at every level. This means you'll have to prioritize, but we'll get to that in a minute. For now, let's talk about the battle system. When you're walking around in certain places, you'll enter a random battle. Then you get to take turns making choices for all your characters on what you want to do with them. Each character has to make exactly one choice every turn. At the end of your exceptional choice making, the Warriors of Light and the monsters will take their actions in a random order. I think a high speed and a low equipment weight helps you get a higher chance of moving sooner, but it's only a chance. Your choices in battle are between attacking, using an item, casting a spell, defending, and attempting running away. If you are successful at running away, the whole party runs away, not just that character. Next up, your menu. Use items or key items in items. Use curative magic in magic. Equip stuff in equipment. View character stats in status. Or save if you're playing the GBA version. Otherwise, you can save by resting at an inn, or using a sleeping bag or similar items on the field. Now, towns. In towns, there are 5 types of shops, which you can determine between by the signs on the building. Black magic, white magic, weapons, armor, and the item shops. Pretty self-explanatory. You go there to buy those things. In the first town, simply buy the armor that gives everyone the best defense that they can equip, and the weapons that have the best attack, and equip everyone with those things. You'll note that some items have higher weights than others, but you can essentially ignore this throughout the game. It'll only slow you down. Oh, don't buy equipment for monks and unequip anything they have equipped. It might appear like this makes them weaker, but that will change very quickly as they level up. Next is the magic shops, which are things you cannot miss if you're using any mages at all. This is how they get magic. Buy 3 spells each for every mage for their level 1. You can only get level 1 magic in this town. And if you need some extra cash, sell all your old equipment. Anyway, as for spells, since you can't buy everything for everyone, know that you can forget spells in the magic menu and come back to any shop you encounter to rebuy. Here's a quick and easy breakdown of every spell in Cornelia. Feel free to get them as you see fit. Level 1, Black Magic. Fire and Lightning. The attack spells for Black Mage. They do the same range of attack damage, so you probably don't need more than one of these, but some creatures have elemental weaknesses and resistances. Undead are weak against fire, and sea creatures are weak versus lightning, so it's really up to you if you want both of these on one character. Sleep. This will attempt to put all enemies to sleep. Much better in a big group, as it only works sometimes. It's a situational spell at best, but probably a better choice than Focus. In the NES version of the game, this spell literally never worked because of a bug. But in the GBA version, it lowers a single enemy's evasion, so it's really only good for enemies that are hard to hit. This has never been a real issue to me. Even after getting higher leveled elemental magic and playing on the GBA version, I wouldn't recommend this spell to anyone. Level 1, White Magic. Cure. The first spell you should get for your White Mage, and probably your Red Mage too. It's free healing outside of that character's magic points, and can also be used out of battle from the magic menu. Super useful, the best level 1 spell. Protect. This raises a single character's defense. It's pretty good and gives your white mage something to do when there's nothing to heal. Keep in mind that it wears off after battle ends though. Dia. Rips undead to shreds. This spell can only be learned by white mages, as red mages aren't holy enough. Good against undead enemies and useless on everything else. Blink. This spell raises the caster's evasion by quite a bit, making them very hard to hit for a few rounds. This spell is okay, but can also only be learned by white mages like Dia above. Okay, get your gear and spells, or a bunch of potions if you only have monks, and go talk to the king. Apparently, the princess is in another castle.